The Chancer, the super competitive boy who wanted to be king, today becomes the Prime Minister of my home country, Alexander Boris de Pfeffel Johnson. An adulterer, a well-documented liar, born in the Big Apple but as British as John Bull. Johnson would probably look good in that old top hat and Union Jack waistcoat. An Eton and Oxford educated, overly privileged clown, a former journalist who got sacked for making up a quote. He has at one time or another been called a racist, a homophobe, an elitist and a lazy buffoon. I for one am not going to defend him. If you're at all familiar with his tenure as Mayor of London, you might say some of his political leanings are liberal. You might also say he has a penchant for stealing ideas and taking credit for them. I've been listening to idle speculation coming out of certain quarters saying Johnson won't last long as PM. He'll just get Brexit done and then graciously step aside, as if it were that simple. Well, I would caution that this former editor of The Spectator is a very ambitious man, and I'm sure his vision for the UK extends beyond the Brexit train. He wants to defeat Corbyn and unite the country, a one-nation conservative, that's how he self-identifies. Let's face it, Theresa May was a terrible Prime Minister. Today she steps down from the highest office in the land. But this isn't a step up for Britain, this isn't progress. Staring down at the most important political, economic decision the country has faced in more than 4 decades, since the early 70s really. And we have got a chancer, a gambler, a bombastic showman, someone who once supported membership of the EU but then, as is thought to be a political calculation, decided to back leave, and for the last 3 years has been cozying up to the hard right of the Conservative Party. Johnson very publicly undermined the EU exit plan of Theresa May, another one of his political calculations, I believe. What he's done is he's made political capital out of the chaos of British politics in the last 3 years, and now he gets what he has coveted for a long time, the big job, the keys to number 10, the ambition of a lifetime realised. Well done, old chap. However, he now faces the same problems as his predecessor, namely a divided party, a divided parliament, a divided country, a volatile present, and a very cloudy future. Seeing him giving his little victory speech after being appointed leader by the Tory membership, one of my first thoughts was, I'm glad I live in Ireland now. I'm glad I'm no longer under direct Tory rule. But hey, Bojo versus Corbyn at Prime Minister's questions could be interesting. Could be tasty, couldn't it? Yeah, the circus continues.